Being impressed by a Buc-ee's is moronic. Yes, gas station big. Yes, restroom clean. Yes, store is also big. There are things that are nice. But who fucking cares? It's a gas station. That's it. I think that's really about it. It's just a gas station. That's the whole gimmick. And honestly, I think Buc-ee's is pretty cool. I think it's just a cool idea. It's nothing that you have to take too serious. Like, you're not trying to get your family to go visit just for a Buc-ee's. But it's something cool because Texas is really big. Most of the Buc-ee's, I think, are like in the center, right? And so whenever you're driving through, it's just something nice to just, it's like one of those tourist stops that you see in a very long road trip. That's what it is. But it's really cool because it's very convenient as well. It's a very big gas station. You can get gas, and then you can take your family inside for just for like a little bit of fun, just to check it out, because you know you've been on the road for so long. And that's exactly how I remembered when I first went to Buc-ee's. I remember we were driving to San Antonio to visit my dad's side of the family, and we stopped by Buc-ee's, and it was really cool because it was a very long road trip. I think we're like, you know, maybe 7 hours into the trip of the car. And we stopped at a Buc-ee's, and it was really cool. Just, you know, stop, get down, just check it out, go to the gas station, get touched and shit like that. It was a really good time. I did like it. So, I mean, yes, that's the whole point. It is a gimmick. It's a gimmick gas station, but it's honestly not doing anything terrible at all. Like, it's just something cool to see on the side of the road. Just stop by, do with your family, and then just keep on with the road trip. That's really it. So honestly, I heavily disagree with this opinion. Life is more expensive these days because things that used to be luxuries have become the norm. I will preface this by saying, in general, people's lives are just inherently more expensive, and getting ahead is harder than it was for many of that our parents and grandparents. I have noticed a trend on the internet where people compare what their parents/grandparents were making and what they were able to afford while doing so back in the day. The classic, my dad worked in a factory and mom was a housewife, and they were able to buy a home in their late 20s and raise 3 kids, while saying that would be impossible to do today. While the statistics do not lie, and things like home prices relative to salary really prices off everything relative to salaries have gotten worse. I think in some ways a large part of the problem is the amount of luxuries that we have become accustomed to in our daily lives. More importantly, how much money those luxuries take up without us realizing. Okay, so I'm gonna stop it right here. This person wrote a shit ton. I'll leave it right there for you guys to read. So in my honest opinion, I do agree that yes, some luxuries have become the norm, but I still think in reality, just everything in general has become expensive. And I know it's like some of the comments on this Reddit thread pointed out that a lot of luxuries are cheap while essentials are expensive. And I think that's kind of crazy to think about, because it is true. A lot of stuff is just basic essentials that we need in order to survive have just gotten way more expensive. It fucking sucks, especially groceries. You know, just buying milk, eggs, you know, maybe you're buying a Pokemon booster box, and all that shit comes out to like what, 160? It's like, what the fuck? That's crazy. I don't get that. The thing that sucks is that everything has gotten more expensive, and so yes, like basic needs that we all need has just gotten more and more expensive, and that just fucking sucks, dude. Everything is just so much more expensive, and we have gotten no raises or anything to help with that inflation. This person saying that life is more expensive because things that used to be luxuries became the norm. I don't really think so. I mean, luxuries are still kind of decently expensive. It's more of just the case that everything is just expensive, and that fucking sucks, dude. I mean, like, some of it is kind of true. I understand what this person's saying, but at the end of the day, everything is just more expensive. And the last one is VR is dead and no one wants to admit it. The hype wave came and went, and now we're left with a handful of novelty games that barely justify the hardware. The killer app never arrived. Most VR games are glorified minigames, ports, or gimmicks. Even titles like HL, Alex, I don't even know what the hell that is, couldn't push me the medium beyond its niche. It's been years and nothing has come close, since AAA support is non-existent and most indie devs have moved on. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, VR just comes and goes. It like comes and leaves. Same with like 3D glasses, like back in the day with movies and shit. They would always try to bring it back, whatever. It's just one of those things that I feel like would really make an impact on everyday lives once we get way better at it than it is. I think people see a lot of like, when people see VR or like the whole virtual reality thing, I think they expect stuff in the movies, you know, crazy shit like that. We're barely kind of scraping that. So I think the main reason that I think VR just kind of comes and goes is that, like, yes, it is pretty cool. You try it on the first time, you do a little bit, and then that's really it. You put it back, never pick that shit up again. Unless you're picking up kids in VR chat, I think that's the only reason someone would fucking use a VR headset that long. But I think for most of the time, it's just like, you get one, you try it out, it's pretty cool, and then that's really it. There's nothing that's really gravitating you to, because there's nothing there that's really cool that it really offers, or just kind of life-changing. I think once VR becomes life-changing, then that is when it really pops off. But for now, I think we're just not there yet. But yeah, that's really it. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.